All right. You may overlook if you like.
Well, I want to thank you all for coming today. This is very exciting.
Oh, you have to take pictures. Just go up.
And a special thank you to First and Central for making the space available for us, and to Reverend Doug Gertz. I am Lisa Locke. I am the Executive Director of Delaware Interfaith Power and Light. We are one of 40 state affiliates, national affiliation. Our shared mission is to serve as a religious response to climate change. So this is a very relevant time and issue for us, and love to have you all here. Just to tell you a little bit about us, we consider our work, whether sharing scriptures, hosting workshops and events, distributing energy efficiency kits, expanding green space, coordinating solar energy projects, creating partnerships, or meeting with legislators, to be a moral imperative. Our goal, ultimately, is to assure the preservation of healthy, sustainable planet, but closer to home, to improve the everyday quality of life of our families, our neighbors, and our communities. So we invite you to check us out, look at our website, utilize the resources, which we will continue to be updating all the time. Consider membership, either as a faith community, as an individual, or as an institution. This is a momentous occasion. Coming together, riding on the wave of excitement around the Pope's historic visit and his message on care of our common home. We are here to add our religiously diverse and unified voices to the message that he will bring to Congress, that we believe climate change is real, that the potential threats are profound and due in large part to human activity, that those most vulnerable to the devastating impacts are least equipped to deal with them and least responsible for causing them, that climate change is the defining moral issue of our times, and that we have a moral obligation to take bold and creative and cooperative action to address it. Or we have to be prepared to look our children and our grandchildren in the eyes and explain why we've let them down. This is a momentous occasion, and similar visions are taking place today all around the country as Pope Francis visits our nation's capital. And of course, it's not about just raising our voices, but it's about taking action. So we have petitions to sign. The first supports the Clean Power Plan, which is the single biggest and most ambitious action the U.S. has ever taken to tackle climate change. It sets the first ever limits on dangerous carbon emissions from the nation's existing power plants. But there will be efforts by Congress to derail the plan and even to defund the EPA's efforts to implement it. So both our Senators Coons and Carper have been very supportive of it, which we really appreciate. So these are just to asking them to be vigilant in their efforts and to promote energy conservation and efficiency and a transition away from fossil fuels to more renewable energy sources. The second petition urges our members of Congress to support the Green Climate Fund. And this allots $500 million in the 2016 budget as part of a global fund that is critically needed to help the low-lying island nations, drought-stricken African nations, and other developing countries to prepare for the climate impacts, to help them invest in renewable energy, and to build climate resilience. So it's important to note that our foreign aid amounts to 1% of our federal budget, and this fund amounts to 1% of that. So there is no reason why this should not be supported. We have Paris pledges for individuals and institutions which state, in an act of solidarity with global leaders and nations at the 2015 UN climate talks in Paris, I pledge to reduce my carbon pollution 50% by 2030. Very ambitious. and to become carbon neutral by 2050. I believe a bright future is within reach, a world with an economy that works for people and the planet, a world safe from the ravages of climate change, a world with good jobs, clean air and water, healthy communities, and a world where people of faith everywhere act as stewards of creation and begin to build a new relationship with the earth.